So, did you hear about CDSL's recent board meeting? They released their audited financial results for the quarter and 9 months ended December 31st, 2024.
Oh, yeah, I saw something about that actually. It seems like they had a pretty busy meeting. What's the scoop?
Well, the board approved both the standalone and consolidated financial results. And the statutory auditors gave an unmodified opinion, which I guess is a good sign, right?
Absolutely, an unmodified opinion is basically the auditor saying everything's in good order. It means they didn't find any major issues with the company's financials. So that's definitely positive.
So they've put out all the details online on their website and the NSC site, I think. It's all part of their listing obligations, so they have to write.
Right. They need to keep everything transparent. It's all part of the regulatory requirements. It ensures that investors can stay informed. It's like how a restaurant has to display its health inspection results.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the meeting itself, it started at 10 a.m. and went on till 1 p.m. That's quite a long meeting, isn't it?
Definitely, a 3-hour board meeting indicates a lot of ground was covered. I mean, these financial reviews are generally quite detailed. There's a lot to go through, and they need to ensure everything's in compliance.
So, what do you think about the actual financial numbers? Did anything stand out to you in the standalone results?
Well, I noticed that their total income for the 9 months ended December 31st, 2024, was about 77,957 lakh, which is a pretty solid number. But it's not just about the income, it's also about what they spend.
Yeah, the expenses are important too. So, what about their profit?
Their profit before tax was around 49,189 lakh, which, is pretty good. And their net profit after tax came out to be about 38,133 lakh. So overall, it seems like they had a profitable quarter.
Okay, so that's the standalone. How did the consolidated results compare then?
Right, for the consolidated results, their total income for the 9 months was around 94,352 lakh. The profit before tax was about 56,769 lakh, and net profit after tax was around 42,593 lakh. So it's clear that their consolidated operations are doing well.
So both standalone and consolidated seem pretty solid. What about the other income component? I saw a note that there was some dividend income from a subsidiary.
Yes, the other income for the 9 months ended December 31st, 2024 includes a pretty substantial dividend income from a subsidiary. It came to about 4,750 lakh, so that did give a boost to the numbers actually.
That's quite a bit. Now, there was also mention of a bonus share issue, right?
That's right. They had allotted 10 crore 45 lakh bonus equity shares in August. And well, this means the paid up equity share capital is now 20,900 lakh. It's good that they adjusted the earnings per share calculations for that.
Yeah, that's good that they are being so thorough. Now, what about this arbitral award they received? It mentioned something about a terminated DP. I'm a little confused about what that means actually.
Okay. So a depository participant or DP, it's like a broker through whom you can invest. So CDSL received an arbitral award related to a terminated DP, Anugrah. And I mean, it's a bit of a legal tangle involving claims of misutilization of client securities.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. So it's like when a contractor is accused of not doing their job right. What was the outcome of that?
Well, the company is actually challenging the award in court. They believe they have a good case. And well, they've stated that no adjustments are needed in the financial results, so they're quite confident of winning this legal battle.
Gotcha. Now, one thing I always find a little tricky is understanding those segment results. What are the different segments CDSL operates in?
Okay, so CDSL basically operates in 3 main segments. There's the depository activity, which is their core function. Then they have data entry and storage services, and also a repository segment, which are all into managing securities and information.
So it's like a digital vault for financial data, and the core of it is the depository activity, right?
Exactly. The depository activity is where the bulk of their revenue comes from. It's like the main operating system of a computer, and the other segments support its function.
That's a good way to put it. And I noticed that the figures for the quarter ended December 31st are a bit different. How did they work that out?
Well, the figures for that quarter are arrived at as the difference between the audited figures for the 9 months ended and the audited figures for the 6 months ended for the relevant financial years. So it's a calculation to isolate that particular quarter's performance.
That's clear now. So what about the property, plant and equipment? I saw they acquired some.
Yes, they have been investing in property, plant and equipment and intangible assets, with a significant portion going towards depository activity. So it shows that they are investing in their infrastructure to improve and enhance their services.
And what about the other companies that are part of the consolidated results? Who are they?
All right, so in the consolidated results, there's CDSL Ventures Limited, Centrico Insurance Repository Limited, formerly CDSL Insurance Repository Limited, and Countrywide Commodity Repository Limited, which was earlier CDSL Commodity Repository Limited.
Okay, so they've got a few subsidiaries, and there's also an associate company mentioned, right?
Exactly. And their associate company is India International Bullion Holding, IFSC Limited. It's good to see they're diversified in different sectors, actually.
So they're not just in the stock market, but also in insurance and commodities. That's quite interesting.
Yes, it shows that they are diversifying their interests. And well, the results from these subsidiaries are also part of what contributes to the overall consolidated financial results that we talked about.
Now, I also saw a note about some loans and debt securities. Are there any issues there?
No, actually, according to the report, there are no outstanding defaults on loans and debt securities, which is another good sign of a strong financial position.
Good to know. It seems like they're managing their debt well. So, based on all this, what's your overall take on their financial performance?
Well, based on these audited results, CDSL seems to be performing quite well, both on a standalone and consolidated basis. They've got good income, strong profits, and are managing their expenses effectively. And of course, the unmodified opinion from the auditors further cements their credibility.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like a fairly stable and well-managed company, and the fact that they're actively investing in their infrastructure, well, it's promising for the future.
Exactly. It's also reassuring that they're addressing any legal issues head on and they're keeping everything transparent with their reports. It just shows that they are proactive in managing their business.
Yeah, and I guess it is also good to see that they are diversified in different sectors and not just completely dependent on one area, ma'am.
Absolutely. That diversification reduces their risks and, well, that makes their overall financial position much more stable. It's like having a diversified portfolio,
Right, it's all about risk management, isn't it? Now, I guess this is a good point to remind our listeners that, disclaimer, we advise investors to check with certified experts before taking any investment decisions.
Yes, always good to keep that in mind. So, with the bonus share issue, the subsidiaries, the legal challenges, and all these segment results, it looks like CDSL has been quite active, right?
Definitely. It seems like a pretty dynamic company, always on the move. Well, hey, if you're enjoying this discussion, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insights.
So, what are your thoughts about the earnings per share after that bonus issue? It would have changed significantly, right?
Yeah, their basic and diluted earnings per share have been adjusted and restated to account for the bonus share issue. So those numbers also, reflect that change.
Right. And it's important that they've restated the numbers for all the periods presented so that we have a clear picture of their performance. It ensures a fair comparison of their financials over time.
So it's all above board. Well, that's been quite a detailed look at CDSL's financials, Any final thoughts?
I think it's clear that CDSL is maintaining a strong financial position, and with continued focus on compliance and strategic investments, they seem to have a pretty stable outlook. It will be interesting to see how these strategies play out in their future financial reports.
Yeah, agreed. So looking ahead, it will be interesting to see how their various segments perform, especially the data entry and repository activities, and how the legal matter is resolved, right?
And how their diversification efforts pan out. It seems like they've got a plan for growth, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how they execute it.
Yeah, Definitely. It's always a learning experience diving into these financial reports, and we hope it was insightful for our listeners as well. So, what are your takeaways?
Well, for me, it highlights the importance of transparency and compliance in the financial world, and also the need for continuous adaptation and strategic investment for companies to stay competitive and maintain growth.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's not just about the numbers, but also the approach, the planning. Thanks for breaking that all down for us.
Absolutely, anytime. It's been great discussing this, and hopefully, we've made these complex financials a little more accessible for everyone.